So hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. First of all, this is not a review as such, this is just an overview. My friend's just got hold of the new S-Works Venge. Let's say you developed a highly optimized algorithm to output the perfect bike 3D form that was compliant with all the UCI regulations in terms of geometry, tube shapes, but also took into account the parameters of stiffness, aerodynamics, lightweight, braking, tyre clearance, those sort of things. It would probably generate a 3D that wasn't too far off what we've got here in terms of this frame. It really is pretty flawless in terms of design, and what I like about it is it's actually really simple. For an aero bike, it's not overly fussy. The tube shapes are pretty easy to make in terms of layup and moulding. They use round tubes in quite a few places, which helps with weight, keeping the weight down. But it also helps with layup, compaction and resin distribution and stuff like that. So you can get a really good quality layup with a round tube if you're pressurizing it from the inside. And if you take a look at the down tube, it's not overly thinned or aerofoil shaped at the back. It's got a nice flat back, which adds stiffness, because when you make something aerofoil shaped and thin, you lose a lot of bending stiffness. The cockpit is pretty modular. It's not one piece. It's quite easy to work on. The cables are still quite easy to access. And it's just been really, really well thought out. And it's actually just a massive shame, this whole bike, for the bike industry, because finally they've released a bike which ticks all of the boxes, even down to things like tyre clearance. For me, is one big thing that a lot of bikes just forget about. And it's a shame on the industry, because this bike is kind of the least compromised new aero disc bike that I've seen, but it's out of reach for most people because of the price. That price is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this build here is probably about $10,000 US. You can probably get builds for more than that. People were putting deposits down on houses for less than 10,000 US back in 2008. It's ridiculous. I mean, what can you buy for £10,000 or 10,000 US now? Like, you know, you could probably retire at 30 and live in Thailand for the rest of your life. I don't know, if you were careful. Or 996 911 Porsche. That this bike, in essence, is actually pretty simple. There can't have been that much engineering gone into it. It's still a fucking double diamond bike frame. The tubes are pretty round. Yes, it's aero, but it's not groundbreaking. If you want to look at aero, go and look at compressor design or something like that, okay? That's aerodynamics. This is a bike. It's not overly complex. Don't let them fool you. And it's just a shame that it's a great bike. It ticks all the boxes. Tyre clearance, weight, stiffness, aerodynamics, it's all there. It's actually quite unique in the fact that it's got all those boxes ticked, because a lot of bikes I ride, and particularly my own bikes, there's always one thing which ruins the whole experience. And it's a real shame that we can't get these bikes that really kind of nail it on all those aspects at a much reduced price point. And it's not rocket science. So let's have a quick rundown. Okay, tyre clearance. This is a 25 Pirelli, which measures really fat. It's like a 28 on those Roval wheels. Loads of tyre clearance, probably about 5 or 6 mil each side. More. Fork, nice deep fork blades with a flat back on the fork blades to add stiffness. They have overridden the 3:1 aspect ratio rule from the UCI, which is good to see. So they're taking advantage of that rule abolishment. Bottom bracket. Now, jury's out on this. It's I think it's OS 90 is specialised what they call it, but I think it's more just like a BB30 type bottom bracket with a 30mm spindle. Why bikes just don't use the Shimano standard, I don't know, because the wider shell on the Shimano standard gives you a good bottom bracket stiffness, which adds pedalling stiffness. With a narrower bottom bracket shell, to have a large amount of tyre clearance, you essentially need to make the chainstays narrower, so you lose a lot of pedalling stiffness there. I really don't see what's wrong with the Shimano standard. It's 86.5. It's one of the widest ones out there. Gives the bearings a good bearing stance, low bending moment on the bearings, which kills BB30, by the way. Your load application is quite away from the bearings, which creates quite a big bending moment. Handlebars and stem, really simple. It looks fully integrated. Well, it is fully integrated in terms of cables, but it's still really easy to work on. You can get to the cables really easily. It's not one piece. It's still very modular. So you can adjust your bar width and stem length pretty easily. Again, lots of tyre clearance at the fork. And yeah, it's just a really well thought out bike. You even see the little shroud of the caliper mount there at the bottom of the fork leg. That's nicely done on the 3D. Plenty of tyre clearance. Nice round tube shapes, not overly airfoiled. So good bending stiffness in the down tube, give a lot of rigidity there out of plane. A great bike actually overall, and it's just a shame it's ridiculously expensive. Anyway, cheers for that, guys. Just a brief look. More videos coming soon. I have got a backlog. Been very busy with work, and I do need to get the videos out. So next couple of videos are going to be on my own bikes, which I have ridden. All right, cheers. Thanks. Bye.